everyone. Good evening. क्या हाल चाल है सबके? How is everyone doing? I Yash Sugar, founder and CEO of Crest Research and Educare. I welcome you all to today's webinar. So first of all, I hope everyone is safe, doing good. And is my voice audible to everyone? Just a quick yes on the chat box, so that I'm clear that my voice is audible. It's there? Yes, perfect, great. I'm getting a lot of yeses. Great. Let's start. So as we start every session with a learning that has become our tradition, which we do every Sunday at 9 o'clock. So today's learning is a very simple one, but it is a very, very effective one. Okay. So as we say, जैसी करनी वैसी भरनी in Hindi, or as we say, what you sow, so you reap. Okay. So it is a very, very important quote, not in terms of our life. Of course, it is very important in our life as well, because जैसा हम करते हैं, the deeds which we do, the task which we do, that is how our destiny is there, or the work if we do good work will definitely come to us. And if we do bad work, if we do bad with someone, something bad may happen with us as well. So that is how the universe works. Okay. But it is very, very true in terms of market as well, because market में भी आप same चीज follow होता है. If you follow the rules of the market, if you follow discipline, if you have patience, if you have the right knowledge, gaining knowledge is very, very important in markets. अगर आप ये चीज follow नहीं करोगे, तो the same way the market will not reward you. You won't be able to make money in the markets, right? So definitely, अगर आपको पैसा बनाना है, if you want to make money, if you want to create wealth in the market, you have to follow certain rules. You have to be disciplined. You have to follow your stop losses, maybe in trading, maybe in investing. You have to do your research well. And for this only we do these webinars. We upload these videos on YouTube, so that you get to learn from some stalwarts in the market and their experiences. And trust me, without knowledge, without following discipline, without having a disciplined approach in the market, it is very difficult for you to make money. Okay. So market में आप जैसी करनी वैसी भरनी, as we say. So the way you treat the market, the way you do in the market, the same way the market rewards you. If you be disciplined, if you do your research well, if you gain proper knowledge, the market will definitely reward you with good wealth and with good money. But if you don't follow discipline, you become greedy, or maybe you use leverage too much, or maybe you don't follow the rules well, then the market won't reward you, and maybe you lose money in the markets. Okay. So before we start, as we take a pledge every webinar, so I'll tell that from today you'll be disciplined, you'll follow the rules, and you will do the right things in the market, so that the market also gives you back the right things, as it happens in life. So you do in the market will reap it for you. Okay. So write I pledge if you agree with this statement in the chat box, so that I understand that you learned something new, and you will implement it from tomorrow. And it is very important for you to pledge this, because the day you become disciplined, the day you follow the rules, the day you take market seriously and you gain the right knowledge, no one can stop you to make money in this market. Okay. So now let's start our session for today. Again, we have a great speaker with us, Mr. Nilesh Mistry. So Nilesh sir, a warm welcome to you to today's webinar. I'll just unmute you so that you can start speaking. Yes sir, I've unmuted you. You can speak right now.
Message. Now I'm done. Okay.
Yeah. Perfect, sir. A warm welcome to today's webinar. It's a pleasure to host you, and we have a great audience with us today. And as we start every webinar, okay. So every webinar we tell our speaker, we request them that to share their journey with us. Okay. So it is very important for you, for us to know your journey, because you have been a stalwart of the market. You have been doing market since 1996, and it has been a great journey, as we had discussed. Okay, so we want to know your journey from 1996 till 2020 right now, and with a very candid way, so that we get to learn from that journey, and we get to know that how you used to study technicals back in 1996 and now in 2020. So first we want to know the journey till now. How did you start, and till now, how are you doing your full-time investing and trading?
Okay. Thank you, Yes, for a very brief introduction about myself.
Of course, yeah. So actually, I wanted to introduce more about yourself, about you, but I want you to first speak about your journey, and then I'll give you the introduction as well.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Am I audible to everyone?
Yeah, it's perfectly audible, sir.
Okay, great. Basically, I started my journey from 1994. I am in this market since 1994 after doing my MBA in finance. I started my career as a research analyst, so basically equity analyst. And in 1996, I came across, a small write-up about, reading market based on price movements. And that was very interesting in the sense if we are able to predict what kind of, price movement is going to happen, going forward, then it's a very good tool to, at least uh, gauge how markets are going to move ahead, and you can take a call on that. And being a fundamental analyst at that time, it does help me a great way to at least identify stocks in terms of where to find my entries and where to find my exits. But since it was a very nascent industry, technical analysis during that time, getting study material or having a good software to analyze the charts was very limited. I think till the time 1998 there were no big charting softwares available. 1998 when Bloomberg came into India, I think that was the first time I had a very good charting tools, and which helped me shape my experience in learning charts and using them at least for my clients. And since I was more into institution sales, research, and all, we had a compliance issue. We were not allowed to, trade on our own account. But yes, definitely it helped me to make a sales pitch to the institutions wherein, I was comfortable selling our ideas, explaining the fundamental side of it and as well as the technical side of it, wherein we can pitch in that, okay, this is a level where we feel, the market or the price will be comfortable to enter and you can book at particular levels. That was the initial part of my life, and from 2004 2005 onwards I was more into sales of debt market and equity market. And since October 2015 I started on my own, after gathering experience. I thought, why not use this knowledge which I have gathered for my own benefit. So that's how I started my journey, and this is how I've reached right now. So since you can say January 2016, I'm full time into trading derivatives, especially buying options and not selling options, and
Great,
taking basically investment calls. This
great.
was my brief journey. Yes, Dugal.
So that things that's a great journey. As you told that you started with institutional sales, and then you did some technicals works for them as well, and then now you're doing full time investing and trading. So let me brief everyone that Nilesh sir has been seeing charts in 1996. He has great experience in seeing technicals, and today he'll be speaking on a great topic, which is relative strength, which is maybe new for most of you, and he'll be trying to explain it through practical examples so that it is very clear. And it would be great for us to learn from such an experienced person who's been practicing it for the last 20-24 years, and now he's doing full-time investing and trading, which is of course not easy as like, because when you're doing full-time investing and trading, you have the only source you have is to through make money to that. Okay, so a warm welcome, sir. It's a privilege to have you on this platform. Okay, and as I ask every speaker which has come over here that throughout your journey in markets, of course, there would have been some phases where you would have faced failures, where you would have seen कि नहीं market बहुत ही irrational है, I am making losses, or maybe when you pitch to the clients that has not worked. So, sir, how did you deal with those situations? And even now, like maybe this situation of 2020 where the market fell, or maybe in 2018 from where we had a small cap crash. So, how did you get through those periods? And what would be your advice to a young trader or maybe a person who has just started trading and investing to how they can go through that period?
Yeah. So basically, when I started, trading, I started trading about 4 years back. But earlier when I was doing sales pitch for my clients, so you have to be pretty careful about whenever you are putting a sales pitch, because what happens is that they are relying upon your experience, to give an idea which is successful for them and help them make money. But as you say, in 2001, 1998, and in the recent past, 2008 also, 2011 also, and 2020, of course, everybody knows what we have seen. So usually there are always cycles in the market which repeats at a timely intervals. You can say every 10 years, 12 years. Such thing happens when the valuation of the market goes way beyond our fundamental expectations. So that is where one get cautious about going long and start booking profits. So whenever such thing happened, it made me think, okay, what was the reason that really caused the market to top out? What were the factors that affected the market? Nobody had expected or anticipated that something like COVID will come into the market, but it
Absolutely.
came. Nobody was well prepared also. So as an investor, as a trader, it is always better to always look at the negative side also, and not only on the one side, and be prepared to take a loss or hit and take a contra trade on that. So this is what I've learned over the years, okay, how to be cautious whenever the things hots up and the fundamentals are not in sync with the valuations, and the prices are way beyond those levels.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, as you told that, of course, you have to be prepared for the worst in the markets. Of course, like COVID, no one had expected, and this fall came. But again, that was an opportunity also, like for those people who had not entered to make their portfolio. And of course, they have to be prepared on the both sides. If you are trading, you have to trade even on the buy as well as on the sell side.
Correct.
So now I want to ask you a very peculiar question, like which struck to my mind that you started seeing charts in 1996, and that time we didn't have software like TradingView or Investing.com or some other free software which are available right now, which anyone can use and can learn charts. And maybe at that time there was no YouTube videos or there were no webinars like these to learn. So how
Correct.
did you learn charts and which platform did you use that time to learn, and how did you evolve from there till now? Because that experience is very important, because right now a lot of people have already have free stuff to learn. But how was the experience that time, and how you have come till now?
Yes. So basically, I came across a book on Metastock. I'm sure most of you must have heard about Metastock as a technical, application. So it was there in our office, and I started reading the book about, technicals on that, and that was very interesting. And there were no books available. There was no internet available at that time. So, that was the only book, Metastock small book that it was more like a primer. It was not even, say, you can say, manual wherein you can learn various indicators, how to apply them. The only thing available in that primer was, okay, what is what. So unless and until you don't apply them, you don't see them happening, unfolding as the market moves on, the learning was very slow and steady. Today, you are very fortunate that at a click of a button you get YouTube videos, you get study materials on the line. Nowadays you get even free charting software, which was a privilege at that time to have one at home also, which was like next to impossible at that time because we never had a computers also at home.
True,
So
true. That time, yeah,
so
that time.
that's very challenging. So my experience over the year is more of practical experience rather than you can say attending any workshops, seminars, or professional course, and reading some books, very limited books, but it is more of practical experience.
Absolutely. Great, sir. As you told, practical experience is very, very important. And जैसे आपने बताया, that time you had nothing, even internet was not available. And right now we have so many tools, so many things to see. So,
Correct.
like one question comes to my mind with that also. Ki, right now we have so many things to see, and people little bit sometimes get confused. Ki technicals में which tool to see, which not to see, and maybe how many stocks to track because there are so many stocks listed in the market. तो उसमें आपका एडवाइस क्या रहेगा लाइक शुड वी फॉलो अ पर्टिकुलर मेथड अ पर्टिकुलर स्टडी एंड how many stocks should we ideally track or ideally see in terms of technicals because ये question बहुत जन के दिमाग में रहता है and I thought I should ask you because you're the right person because you've been tracking so many stocks and you've already advised institutions as well तो उस तरीके में आप what should your guidance will be to persons who have started and maybe were confused कि कौन सा stock देखूं या फिर how many stocks should I track or with how many studies should I use?
So basically, if you are a trader, like a day trader, so my advice is that if you can track 8 to 10 stocks, large caps, because the liquidity in those stocks, both in terms of futures and option, is very good. So that you know the levels, you know how the prices are moving, you can keep track of it on a regular basis. But if you ask me to keep a watch of 100 odd stocks of which are traded in the derivative segment on a daily basis, which is next to impossible, unless of course you have tools like Bloomberg or Reuters, wherein you can automate your worksheet and it just imports the data and gives you the end result as a snapshot. Okay, okay, this is what is happening in the market. So unless you don't have those kind of tools, so my advice is basically you stick to those stocks which you are comfortable trading, which you understand them inside out, both in terms of fundamental as well as both in terms of how they are moving in derivative market, especially if you are trading in option where liquidity is of the highest importance. Because if you have an overnight position and tomorrow that position goes against your trade, so you should be able to cut your losses as soon as possible and as low as a minimum cost, you can say that, or minimum loss you can bear. So my advice to today's trader is basically stick to few stocks which you are comfortable with and then trade on those. But if you are a long-term investor, definitely I'm sure you must be having your own tools to identify stocks by looking at fundamentals, doing your own economic research, doing your own fundamental research. But my advice is also with those fundamental and economic research, do have a look at charts, at least in terms of getting a feel where to enter and where to exit. So this will help you. So depending upon what kind of trading strategy you are following, I would suggest you stick to a small basket, or you can have a basket of say CNX 100, Nifty 50, or whatever CNX 200, whatever you're comfortable with.
True, true, absolutely. So, like the point which you mentioned, which is very, very important, is कि आपको if you're a day trader, if you're a regular trader, you should not track more than 10, 15 stocks, and mostly which are liquid, because if you're tracking so many more than 10, 15 stocks, it will be very difficult for you to identify the trade and identify the levels, which is very, very important. And
Correct.
as you mentioned, sir, of course, for fundamentals, of course, you can do your fundamental study. You can We have done so many videos with so many great fundamental guys. You can watch it on our YouTube channel and you can learn from them and you can apply them in your portfolio and for your skills to identify good stocks for long term. And of course, technical is very important. Let me tell you, friends, for as told by sir, for long term, because वहाँ पे entry exit is the most important thing कि कहाँ पे entry ले रहे हो सकता है if you find a good stock and if your entry is wrong then maybe you lose money, right? So for entry and exit the technical portion is very important. So without before starting our session and before giving you the whole thing in terms of explaining relative strength to us, I want one more last question, which is a very, very relevant question for you, because as you have started, you have quit your job and you've started full time investing in trading since 2016, as you told. There'll be so many people in our audience who's watching us on Zoom and Facebook who wants to quit their job and maybe start full time investing in trading. So one, what would be your advice to them कि कब ऐसा stage में आ जाना चाहिए कि you should leave your job and start investing and trading, because it's not an easy thing. Like leaving your job is not an easy thing, because आपको एक fixed income आ रहा है वहां से, and leaving that and doing full time investing trading has a lot of risk. तो वो कब वो कब किसी को करना चाहिए? What is the safety margin level they should have, and maybe what is the capital they should have, and what has been your experience since you have become a full time investor and trader? That is very important, which we want to know from you.
Yes, जी, very very relevant question you have asked about, whether to quit a job and do a full time trading or not.
Absolutely.
Basically, अगर आप you should have the foresight कि अगर 5 साल के बाद where you want to reach, 10 साल after 10 years where do you want to reach, what do you want to do, but at the same time you should have enough provision to meet your liabilities, short term liabilities and medium term liabilities. Why I'm saying is that because today having a family needs a lot of attention in terms of educating your children, in terms of if you have taken a home loan, that is another liability, and also looking for the future of yourself and your family also. So if you have that vision that okay, this is where I stand right now, this is where I can go up to. If I were to take a break, I would say that taking a break would be a better option than completely quitting a job and taking up a full-time trading. And
True.
before starting something like full-time trading, I would suggest that you master yourself in whatever you do, because learning this tricks of the trade, let's say, the experience to gather, it takes a lot of time. It doesn't come overnight, because I have come across many people who has only seen तेजी in the market, मंदी कभी देखी नहीं है.
True.
जो जो बंदे लोग 2008 2010 के बाद एंटर हुए मार्केट में, आई गेस आई थिंक टिल 2020, वो लोग को पता ही नहीं है मंदी क्या है.
True.
So keeping
Absolutely true.
all those experience, and one should experience mandi in the life, that teaching or that experience, जैसे आप सोने को जब तक आप गर्म नहीं करेंगे तब तक वो निखरता नहीं है, that way. So unless and until you don't experience that, you will not realize कि okay, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, क्या करना चाहता हूँ और कैसे करूँगा. The idea is how will I do it, what is my roadmap to do that, what plans do I have, and what is the execution of those plans. So this is the
Perfect.
important message I would like to share through my experience over last more than 25 years.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. I think that's some great golden words coming from you, as it is very, very important for first of all to see what expenses, what liabilities you have, wo aap calculate kar lo, and you have a safety margin. After that, then only you should think of quitting your job. Before that, don't do that mistake, because you have your whole family stake, you have your whole life to go ahead. So once you quit, it is very difficult to go back. So have that safety margin, have that capital, and then don't think of quitting that. And as sir told, it is very important to see that bad phase also. Because good phase mein to everyone can make money. As we tell, the even a barber can make money and give advices in terms of bull markets and in good market. But if jo bear market, jo, like maybe in 2020 we have seen something like that. So it is very important for you to experience that, because once you have experienced that bad phase also, then you can make money easily in the good phase. So bad phase mein agar if you survive, and if you are not eroding a lot of your capital, then maybe in the good phases it is not that tough to make money. So some golden words coming from Nilesh sir, where he has explained his journey, where he has explained how he's doing full-time investing and trading, and he has given some great advices to you all. Okay. So now, without wasting much more time, I hand over to the floor to Nilesh sir, where he'll be explaining relative strength. He'll be explaining it through some practical examples, and of course, the examples, as I'll tell you in beginning only, they are the disclaimer that they are not recommendations. They are the stocks which he'll be talking about is just for educational purpose. But he'll be explaining a very very important concept, because relative strength, एक बार आपको अगर समझ में आ गया, then it can add a lot of value in your investing and trading. Trust me, because I've seen that. Okay, so stay till the end, and it will be some great learning from Nilesh sir and from his experiences and wisdom. So over to you, Nilesh sir, for the relative strength presentation.
Okay, so we are at a junction wherein everyone is very eager to learn something. I have experience in my life and I have utilized that those application in my day-to-day trading. They at a face value, they look very, very simple. The concept is very simple, but the effect of that when you apply it is amazing, just amazing. I'm sure everybody must have heard about the concept as ratios. So what is a ratio? Okay, this is a small disclaimer from my side also, that is, whatever I'm discussing in this webinar is purely educational, and I'm not recommending any trades or anything. So what is relative strength? So relative strength is nothing but a ratio of two variables. That is, I'm dividing the numerator with a denominator, wherein we try to identify the rate of change in the variable, that is the numerator, vis-a-vis the rate of change in the denominator, that is the benchmark. The market participant, I think most of the market participants must have also heard of something known as a pair trade. So that ratio is also used in a pair trade, but the two things are different. In a pair trade, basically क्या होता है कि I'm selling one asset and I'm buying another asset based on the ratio which we calculate and see it on the charts. But in the relative strength, what we do is I'm comparing the numerator value with the denominator and then identifying based on the chart of the ratio whether it is good to go long or buy the numerator value, or to sell, go short in the numerator value. Today I'm going to take an example of Z Limited, which had a very recent buy signal based on the ratio chart, which I would like to share. Okay, this is something. Okay, another thing I would like to inform all the participant is that uh, I'm not sure whether most of the software which you may be using have this facility wherein you can plot a ratio chart. That is, in our example, I'm taking Z as a numerator and CNX 500 as a denominator. The
So the
idea,
still the Excel is only visible. Abhi chart is not visible on your screen.
just a second. Now I have
So I
sent up.
think you can stop share and start sharing the screen again. I think that would be perfect.
Now you can see it.
Yes, sir. Now we can see that.
Okay. So what I was trying to tell everybody over here is, okay, whatever charting tools or software you may be using, probably you may or may not have option to plot a ratio chart. So in our example, I'm taking the example of Z Limited as a numerator and denominator as a CNX 500 index. Okay, the idea behind taking CNX 500 as a denominator is because it's a very wide index. So no one particular stock will have a more influence, in the value of index movement. Like we saw it on Thursday itself when the news about Reliance Industries, selling their stake in Reliance Retail. So Reliance stock went up by 5 to 6 percentage point, and Nifty went up by 1 to 1.5 percentage point. So wherein one particular stock has a very high weightage in an index, then it becomes very, the result when you plot a ratio chart may not be up to the expected levels. So that's the reason why I've taken CNX 500, which is very broad index, and it becomes easy to plot a ratio chart on CNX 500. But if you're comfortable using Nifty 50, please you can go ahead and use those as a denominator value, and you can fine tune your ratios and study on those ratios according to whatever studies you are following on it. So once you plot this ratio, I use trend lines on the ratio to identify whether the
So sir, a few people are requesting कि how have you plotted the ratio on trading view? एक बार आप दिखा सकते हो. So because trading view is something which everyone uses. Maybe this you are using the paid version, but I think that's easily visible to
okay.
accessible to everyone.
Got it. So
Yeah.
basically अगर आप कोई भी एक जैसे मैंने यहाँ पे Z लोड की ओर लिया यहाँ पे. Okay, this is the Z Limited का chart. Okay, visible to everybody now?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I go to the search window, I put a divide sign and I put CNX 500 index value and I select the value, and the chart which I got is a ratio chart. But what I understand is that in the free version of this, probably you are not able to plot this ratio chart. So don't worry about that. I will help you, or I will walk you through the same process and do it in Excel worksheet. And there is another indicator within the investing.com or tradingview.com, which you can use in place of a ratio chart. So
Perfect. That would be perfect. Like now, like everyone would be able to use it easily.
okay. So what I'm trying to say over here is that this is my top over here. On 5th of June, I draw a trend line from 5th of June touching the high of 8th of July, and I get a trend line, and I get a breakout on this, ratio. This ratio breakout happens on around 7th August. So if I were to see the price of Z taking the same point, okay, is it visible now? So
Yes, it's visible.
I am getting a breakout in the price on 11th of August, and I'm getting a ratio or relative strength chart breakout on 7th August. Okay, the idea behind trading a relative strength chart is to get a confirmation both on the price breakout as well as a ratio chart breakout. I'll give you another example where the price breakout and the ratio breakout was a failure, which happened last week, and that happened in Bank Nifty. Okay, Bank Nifty gave a breakout over here on 28 August, whereas the ratio chart faced resistance. Can you see this? On 20th, it did not reach the resistance line. On 29th, it closed, it touched the resistance line and it came down. See what happened. It made a high, Bank Nifty made a high of 25,232 and it closed at the day's low. So what I'm trying to say is whenever you take a trade in a ratio chart, you see to it that the confirmation is there between both the charts, that is the ratio chart as well as the price chart. So let's go back to our Zika example. Okay, so we entered the trade on the morning of, once it gave a breakout on 11th August. and you are riding. And if you see the horizontal, trend lines, it acted as a resistance out over here. So this would be possibly my take profit, levels. And another thing, if you observe over here, is my ratio did not make a high, whereas my price has gone above the starting point of my trend line. So once it reaches the resistance level, both in terms of price and the ratio, that would be your take profit. Now my next question is, when I take a trade, what would be my stop loss, or what stop loss should I keep? So ideally the stop loss will be my closing below the trend line. So in this case, that level comes to roughly around 149 odd levels. Days closing below 149, I would have been stopped out. But if you see, it never came down to that level. We are riding, and we exited somewhere over here. Okay. So now another observation I would like to share in the ratio and the price chart is in Bank Nifty. Okay. The ratio chart in Bank Nifty has been consolidating over here. This part. That is between, I think, 3rd August till 21st August. It did touch the lower, trend line, the horizontal trend line, tried to move up and did not go up, and it came down. Once again, it started consolidating phase. This gives me the confidence that, the downside risk in Bank Nifty is limited. And the upside potential can be the first, horizontal trend line, this one, and this one. So I would wait for it to give me a reversal, signal, and then take a trade. So if you see the price movement between 3rd August and 21st August, what do I observe over here? I observe that I'm getting higher lows on my values. Can you see this? If I join this, trend line, these 2 points, I get higher lows, whereas I'm getting the same lows in the ratio chart. So if you follow RSI, what does RSI says? Okay, when we get lower lows in RSI but higher lows in the price, that is a sort of a hidden positive divergence. So that trade setup can give you a very good bounce in the price or the value of asset whichever you are tracking. In our example, it is Bank Nifty. Imagine करो कि अगर आपने यहाँ पे अगर ट्रेड लिया रहता फर्स्ट कैंडल में on the closing basis, so the ratio level was something as 236. What was the date over here? 21st August. So 21st August को मैं देखता हूँ यहाँ पे बैंक निफ्टी closed at 22,300. So imagine करो 22,300 से लेके आपको रन अप कितना मिला. I would have become cautious over here at this candle. यहाँ पे price ने breakout दे दिया है. The index has given a breakout over here, but the ratio has not given me the breakout over here. See this candle? Next day also it tried to trade above it, but it did not. In fact, it opened just below the trend line. So यहाँ पे I would have exited my long trade over here and waited for it to unfold whether it remains above the trend line or closes below that. So once it closed below the trend line, you see the fall. 3 days of consolidation, but the ratio came down very sharply. So this is how you basically, trade a ratio chart vis-a-vis the price chart. Are you all with me? Do you all follow? Any doubts over here?
So I think there was one doubt ki is ratio chart different from RS and from RSI and the other things. I think that was one doubt I just saw. Rest I think
Okay,
everyone telling me it's perfect.
great. So RSI is basically you are comparing the number of days on which it has closed higher and number of days it has closed lower, and then you finding a ratio between them and you normalize into an oscillation. So that RSI is basically oscillating between 0 and 100, wherein it tells you the rate of change of prices or the momentum in the prices has come to a level wherein the upside is limited when the RSI value reaches above 80, and conversely when it goes below 30 and 20, it says that okay, the momentum in the fall in the price of the asset is slowed down and chances of bottom formation is there. Whereas here what we are doing is we are taking two basically values, variables, and comparing those variables to find okay, how the numerator is behaving vis-a-vis the denominator value. So for numerator, I'm taking a variable, and that variable can be a price in a stock, it can be an index, it can be any other asset class, and I'm comparing that with a benchmark. So benchmark can be any asset class. If you are taking a pair trade of Axis Bank and ICICI Bank, so that becomes a pair trade. So in that, whatever ratio will indicate you will buy something, you will sell something. But here what you are doing is I'm comparing one asset with the benchmark and trying to identify okay, how is it performing vis-a-vis the benchmark. If it is performing better than the benchmark, it is better to go long in that asset class. And if it is not performing in the with vis-a-vis the benchmark, it is underperforming, meaning you can go short or you can exit your long position in that asset class. So in this example which I had taken of Z, Z had given me a buy somewhere around somewhere around 150 odd levels, and then I'm riding trailing my stop and then keeping a watch on the price as well as the ratio chart. The only observation I'm seeing over here is my price has already reached the high over here. My ratio chart is not. That means the price is not moving, or the ratio is not moving in tandem with the price. So I become cautious and I start trailing my stops. Clear till now? Any doubts?
Yes, sir. There are one or two more of them. So I think someone is asking that, which means if the denominator changes before the numerator, it will signal the reversal of the numerator.
Not really. Let me explain you this with this example. The value of, can you see the Excel worksheet?
No, sir. I think again
I will
we
have to
are.
stop sharing. Right. I'll do that. I'll do that. Okay. So basically, okay, this is what, how the ratio changes. My numerator value is 100. My denominator value is also 100. So my ratio will be 1. This is my variable. Numerator is variable and the denominator is benchmark. Clear up till there? Okay.
Clear, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the value of the ratio will change in 4 different ways. Over here, my numerator has gone from 100 to 102. My denominator has remained, stagnant at 100. So my ratio is gone up from 1 to 1.02. So my numerator is outperforming the denominator. I am long in the numerator. Clear? Another way of looking at it is both are increasing, meaning my numerator has gone from 100 to 104 and my denominator has gone from 100 to 102. Still my ratio is gone up, but it has gone faster than the denominator. Correct? In the same way, conversely, if my numerator remains same or goes down and my denominator increases, so my ratio goes down from 1 to 0.98. Or both are increasing, but my numerator is increasing at a slower rate vis-a-vis the increase in the denominator. Still the ratio goes down. Clear? So this is how the value of the ratio changes. Once I will show you in the Excel worksheet, you will get a fair idea how it moves. Clear? Any doubt as of now? Yes, Ji?
Yes, sir. I think on Facebook someone has asked that if the ratio chart gives a breakout and price chart still has not given, then what should one do?
As I said earlier, I'll wait for breakout in both the things. जैसे I had
Okay.
given you example of Bank Nifty. Just a second. Okay, let me take the example of Bank Nifty once again. Okay, so Bank Nifty ने, if you see 28 August को, the ratio did not go up to the trend line. Correct? But on 28th August, the Bank Nifty price has given the breakout on the trend line. So I believe this is what the querent is asking, right?
Right. True, sir.
बराबर है? So I will wait for confirmation on both the ratio chart as well as my price chart to take a trade. ये तो टॉप का बन रहा है कि यहाँ पे एग्जिट कर रहा है. So if in the Z chart, so let's go back to our Z example. Z ने रेशियो चार्ट में ब्रेकआउट दिया आपको 11th अगस्त. No, sorry, price chart on 11th August, and the ratio chart gave me a breakout on 7th August. So imagine 7, 8 or 11. On the third day, I would have taken the trade. Clear now?
Yes, sir. I think that's clear कि दोनों का breakout के लिए we'll wait and then only we initiate the trade.
हाँ, because then in that case the success rate goes up. अगर आप proactively एक ट्रेड ले लेते हैं based on either price breakout or based on the ratio breakout, तो chances of failure is 50-50. समझे क्या नहीं?
Again, true. मतलब it is like gambling हो जाएगा, तो you have to wait for both the breakouts.
Yes, correct. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Question, yeah.
Okay, so now I'll take one live example on Friday. Friday को based on the derivative data, OI spurt में there was a trade in Coforge. So this is the new name for NIT Technologies, and this is the NIT Technology का आपका price chart. Can you see this? Chart.
Yes, sir. We can see that.
So this was a live chart getting unfolded on Friday. So I was waiting for a breakout on the price chart, which happened at this level around 2015, 2010, and sorry, okay, the trade was breakout in ratio was there, but breakout in price was not there. So I was waiting for the price to go about 2020 to take a trade. So once it closed about 2020 on a 15-minute chart, I went long in that trade. And once the ratio chart touched this level of 22.15, that's where I exited the trade. And by that time, so by that time, the price also touched, almost the circuit level when it made a high of, 2102. Clear? Any doubts?
I think there's one doubt on the time frame. Can it be used on any time frame or any particular time frame you would suggest?
I would suggest daily time frame. Daily time frame.
Okay, sir.
Because if you
Perfect.
try to plot on the intraday, first we do not have access to intraday charts to plot the ratio chart, unless of course you have Bloomberg or Reuters or any other software which support plotting a ratio chart. But
Okay,
I take my trades based on my daily charts.
perfect. And so there's one on can we take it for Nifty and Bank Nifty as well in terms of comparing?
Yes, why not? Why not? But what I'm trying to say is, okay, whatever benchmark you take, you see to it that whatever ratio pattern getting unfolded, you are able to comprehend that and take a right trade.
True. But I think that as you told that CNX 500 is better because it is a broader index and इसमें कोई particular weightage नहीं है compared
Correct.
to as we have in Nifty and Bank Nifty.
करेक्ट. अगर बैंक निफ्टी में HDFC बैंक चल गया या ICICI बैंक दोनों चल गए तो बैंक निफ्टी आउट परफॉर्म्स. Same is
True.
the case in Nifty, which we saw it on Thursday itself when Reliance went up by almost 6%. So I basically my experience is that at least I would use CNX 500 to as a benchmark in the denominator. You can try whatever you want to experiment. You can paper trade also, and you can master that. So now I would like to walk you through to creating an Excel worksheet so that those guys who do not have access to creating a ratio chart in whatever application you are using, it becomes easy. We all know that we have access to NSE website, correct? From there we can download the data into Excel worksheet and we can plot those values and then calculate. So is it okay with everybody right now if I walk you through the Excel worksheet?
Yes, I think that's perfect. Most of the relevant questions are all answered mostly. If they are there, we'll take it at the last.
Okay, got it. So basically all you have to do is go to the NSE website. You take up whatever stock, whichever stock you want to compare. But my benchmark is CNX 100, so I'm keeping that as a constant over here. I go to historical data. I go to click here to import more than 3 months. I say Z Limited. I select the equity series. I select the data from January 1 till today. So this is the data I get. I import those data. Okay. I had already, basically imported that file. I will straight away open the Excel worksheet. I'll have to stop sharing and switch to Excel. Okay, is it visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Just a second. Okay, so I have imported Z entertainment data from 1st Jan till Friday. Same way I imported my benchmark value, that is CNX 500, and plotted over here. So my ratio will be nothing but open of Z divided by open of my benchmark, and I'm giving it, I'm basing it into 100. So this is what I'm getting. Can you see this in my formula window?
Yes, sir, we can see that.
Okay. Same way I'm taking for high, same way I'm taking for low, and same way I'm taking for the close. So this is the open, high, low, close ratio values I'm getting from the data of Z and CNX 500. Now, drawing a trend line on an Excel plotted chart is very difficult. So I'm using simple moving average to take my trades. So what I'm doing is I'm calculating 5-day simple moving average and 13-day simple moving average. I'm sure everybody knows how to calculate averages in Excel.
I think so that is very normal. Like you have to just use average and select the data. So
Correct.
that is
Okay, so I'm basically calculating the simple moving average on the close. So these are the values I'm getting for 5-day simple moving average, and these are the value I'm getting for 13 period. So in this case, it is 13 period. So there was this query about whether I can use it on intraday chart or not. If that gentleman can import intraday data into Excel, then it is possible. Clear?
correct, sir. I think or they can use trading views, maybe the paid version, and they can get that data on
That,
intraday.
yeah, that is up to them. Means whoever is using
Yes,
what, I am not aware of that. Okay,
sure, sir.
so now what I've done is I have basically plotted a chart. So this is I've plotted two charts wherein I have taken the same data points for the ratio chart and for my moving average chart. This is the graphical representation of the same ratio which I showed you on trading view chart. But the only difference is I am taking two simple moving average, 5 period and 13 period. You can take whatever two moving average you are comfortable with, or whatever you are using in your current setup. So if I were to take a trade on this, what I have done is simple thing, without looking at the graph. I have color coded my prices. So I've compared today's price with yesterday's. If it is below than yesterday, then it is red. If it is above yesterday, then it is in green. So graphically, if I were to see the Excel ratio chart by, and moving averages, two moving averages, the faster and the slow moving average, panda. That is whenever the faster moving average crosses the longer term or the slower moving average from below and goes above, it's a long trade. And vice versa, when the faster moving or the shorter moving average crosses the longer moving average from above and goes down, it's a sell trade. So in the same example of Z, on the 10th August, my 5 moving average gave me a crossover about 13-day moving average of the ratio. So in our chart, let's go back to our charts. it more or less give me a confirmation on the same date, 11th. Are you all with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is one way of plotting your ratio chart in Excel and trying to find the value or the trade. You can say that. Clear? Now,
Clear, sir. I think that's perfect.
if I were to take a trade over here, that is on 8th of June. 8th of June, Z has made 7th and 8th June. The Z has made a top. 5th June and 8th June, it has made a top. My ratio chart has also made a top on the same day. So let's go back to my Excel worksheet and see whether the trade was there or not. So 11th June को मुझे sell आ गया. Can you see the 5 period ratio has gone below the 13 period ratio from 2.40 to 2.33 and it is below 2.34. So यहाँ पे मुझे sell call आ गया है. So if I was long, इसके पहले long, जून के पहले long कहाँ पे थे हम? लॉन्ग ट्रेड मुझे आया था यहाँ पे 23 अप्रैल को. सो 23 अप्रैल को माय क्लोजिंग वाज 157. उन्होंने मुझे यहाँ पे 10 जून को निकाला. इट मेड अ हाई ऑफ 194. उसके पहले 210 तक गया था. कैन यू सी दिस? आर यू ऑल विथ मी? एनी
Yes, sir.
डाउट्स?
So, sir, I think someone is asking that is the relative strength indicator in TradingView same as this or different?
Yeah, that was my another way of looking at relative strength chart. जो एक्सेल में बता दिया अभी. नाउ आई विल गो टू द सेम क्वेरी विच यू हैव रेज्ड. सो आई गेस एक्सेल का कैलकुलेशन इज क्लियर विद एवरीबॉडी. एनी
Yes,
डाउट्स?
I don't. So someone has messaged that in TradingView unpaid version also we can see the ratio chart. So I think that's
Great. Nothing like it then. Okay.
nothing like
Great.
it then. There is an interesting question on Facebook where someone has asked that can we use that for mutual fund NAVs as well, this ratio chart?
I have not tried it, but if you can work on it and see what kind of results you are getting, it will be a wonderful analysis.
Yes, sir, true.
So I don't know whether it works or not, but definitely you can have a look at it. You can do analysis and come out with some interesting findings.
Great.
Clear. Okay, so the next query was about using relative strength indicator which is available in TradingView. This is what I think he was talking about.
Yes, sir. So that is available to everyone, I think, in the free version as well.
Okay, great. Okay, here it is. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the only thing you have to do is basically go to the settings, go to input. यहाँ पे SPX है by default. We don't want SPX, we want CNX 500. Clear? और मैंने moving average डाला है, but I have taken 13 period as a moving average as my trigger point. Clear? But the only disadvantage of, or I would say the limitation of using this is this ratio is basically on closing basis. So you will just see one line. you will not be able to draw trend lines on this, जो आप यहाँ पे कर सकते हो. Can you see this?
True.
You can use it, you can master it, nothing like it. But अगर मुझे इसके पे ट्रेंड लाइन ड्रॉ करना है तो it becomes difficult. Clear? And I would go one step ahead. I would plot RSI on the ratio chart. Can you see the RSI?
Yes, sir, we can see that.
ओके सो यहाँ पे आपका रेशियो चार्ट में नेगेटिव डाइवर्जेंस बन रहा है आरएसआई पे. कैन यू सी दिस? दिख रहा है यहाँ पे?
Yes, sir, the price is making higher high, but the RSI is not making it.
सो दैट इज अनदर इंडिकेशन कि भैया द प्राइस इन जी हैज मोर और लेस मेड अ टॉप. यहाँ पे क्लस्टर रेजिस्टेंस है, दिखा आपको?
True.
Clear? So this kind of analysis, I don't think you will be able to plot. You will not be able to plot a RSI on the ratio chart. You can use this relative strength in isolation. Got it? Any doubts? So यहाँ पे भी अगर if I draw a trend line, I think you should get a similar result. Clear? यहाँ पे भी, बट यहाँ पे मुझे कंफर्मेशन आ रहा है 14 अगस्त को, जबकि ये चार्ट में हमें आ रहा है 11 अगस्त को, ऑलमोस्ट 2 दिन पहले. सो यू आर मिसिंग दैट रन अप. एनी डाउट्स?
I think so. No, it's like it's perfectly clear to everyone. If any, so we'll take the doubts at the end, sir. Like once you complete the presentation now.
Yes. I think I'm done more or less. Any other stocks you want to see? We can take 1 or 2 example.
So I think as our topic is market क्या लगता है, तो sir, what is the market क्या लगता है as per the ratio chart right now?
Okay, I'll discuss about Bank Nifty.
Yes, answer. There's one question that how to screen the stocks for this. So is there any particular thing which you'd like to share, like someone has asked?
Just a second, I'll just answer that question.
Yeah, sure.
So basically when I started my presentation, I mentioned that if you are able to stick to 10 to 15 stocks on a daily basis, I think that can give you a trade a day, which is enough, more than enough to trade, rather than looking at the whole basket. But if you want to basically take a very simple view about if I want to take a trade, so I'll just show you one quick example. NSE में बेसिकली आप जब देखते हो लाइव मार्केट में देयर इज समथिंग नोन एज OI स्पॉट. तो OI स्पॉट में मुझे सबसे पहले क्या आ रहा है, कोफॉर्ज आ रहा है. करेक्ट? तो ओपन इंटरेस्ट हैज गॉन बाय ऑलमोस्ट 100%. दिस इज ऑफ कोर्स एट द एंड ऑफ द डे, बट अगर आप 10 बजे देखेंगे, 11 बजे देखेंगे, कभी भी देखेंगे, तो आपको डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में मिल जाएगा कि सबसे ज़्यादा OI कहाँ पे बढ़ा है. सो इन दिस एग्जांपल वी आर गेटिंग कोफॉर्ज एंड आई हैड टेकन द एग्जांपल ऑफ कोफॉर्ज ट्रेड फॉर Friday. Clear? But as I said, I will take trade only when both my ratio and price breakout confirms. Till that, I'll wait. Any doubts?
No, so I think that's perfect. As you have already told that you have already shown one more way how you can take stocks, and like 10-15 stocks are the most important ones. Like ideally you should track that. Perfect.
Correct. So आपका query था कि market क्या लग रहा है. So
हाँ
let's
सर,
take an example of Bank
I
Nifty.
think तो सबको बोला है that query to everyone that market क्या लगता है. That's why we have made that as a highlight.
Okay. Okay. So one example I will be taking today is about a Bank Nifty. As I said earlier, okay, Bank Nifty is basically consolidating at this range, यहाँ पे. And currently also it is almost touched at that level. वहाँ पे रुका है. Unless and until it doesn't go below this level, the support level, chances of Bank Nifty bouncing is very strong. Why? Because अगर आप price chart देखेंगे तो it is making higher highs, higher lows. So it's just a matter of time when it breaks the this upper trend line and closes about that. And if that happens, the chances are that Bank Nifty might outperform the benchmark, the CNX 500, and you can see good appreciation happening. But agar my price chart is broken, my ratio chart is broken over here, then chances are that we may see a sharp fall. I'm not guaranteeing anything out over here कि यहाँ से बैंक निफ्टी ऊपर जाएगा या बैंक निफ्टी नीचे जाएगा. What the ratio chart and price chart confirm, that is what you have to do and trade. So I guess I'm through with my presentation as of now. So we can take
Yes,
up any queries if there
sure,
are.
sir. We'll definitely take some queries. I think you have explained it in a very beautiful manner and in a very simple way. So I don't think so there'll be much queries, but definitely we'll take it. So, sir, now maybe there's one query I can see in the chat box that as Coforge is a small cap stock, so taking a large cap index like CNX 500, is it fine or should we change it?
As I said, whatever denominator or the benchmark you take, it is your choice. But then you see to it that whatever value you derive from those studies support you in taking the right trades. So there is no holy grail कि CNX 500 चलेगा, Nifty 50 चलेगा, CNX 200 चलेगा, CNX 100 चलेगा. I don't know. All I'm saying is if the ratio and price confirm, try and take the trade with the proper stop loss. It is like unless and until आप जब तक practice करते रहोगे नहीं करते रहोगे, you will not learn how the ratio chart gets unfolded, क्या दिखेगा. So how will I trade on those proactively?
Perfect, sir. I think that's great. I think everyone has understood it. So, sir, now you can close the screen. I would like to first thank you for
So
the
let me stop
wonderful.
the share screen.
Sure.
Done. Okay.
Perfect, sir. So, first of all, thank you so much for an amazing presentation. I think it was such a simple way you have explained us relative strength and how to use that through practical examples. So, first of all, thank you so much for doing this and for explaining us with your experience and wisdom the way you have explained it in such a simple way. I think everyone has understood it, and we still have some great audience with us who are willing to learn and who are willing to participate, and they've asked the questions and you've answered that in a very simple manner. First of all, thank you so much once again, and it was a pleasure to host you for learning something which is very great and very helpful in terms of people who maybe trade or as well as invest. So it was a great pleasure hosting you, sir.
Thank you, yes, for inviting me on a platform, wherein I could share my experience and which will be of helpful to, upcoming, traders, investors. Thanks once again, and good night, everybody.
Yes, sir. So before we close, a lot of feedbacks are already coming. Everyone has liked it a lot. They're telling there's a wonderful presentation. And as I told Nilesh sir that it is a great session where we learned it in a very simple manner. So I would request you, sir, again, like maybe sometime 1 month or 2 months from now, we'll again request you to have you from maybe some other topic, because you have such great experience. आपने 24 साल में इतना ज़्यादा अच्छा से सीखा है. You have learned technicals through heart. So it will be great hosting you once again. And just some closing remarks from you before we end, like to some advice or maybe some kinds of encouragement in these tough times.
Basically, my encouragement is never stop learning at whatever age, because knowledge is something which is gained through sharing. तो अगर आज आपने कुछ मेरे से सीखा है and which is of help to you, so my request is to basically share it with other people in your circle, in your friends, in your trading community, so that everyone gets benefit out of it. That's my basically words of wisdom, you can say that.
Absolutely, sir. Like, I think these are some golden words you have spoken. The main motto for us also is the same thing. Why we call people like you on our platform, so that you can selflessly share the knowledge and some great wisdom which you have shared today, and great experience that you have shared on terms of relative strength. And I will also request everyone, those who have learned it, please share it with your friends, with people who would like to learn in markets and who are new to market, because it is very important for you. If you have learned something, you should share with them. And that's why we have our tagline also: keep learning and keep sharing. So that is a tagline which we use. So with this we come to the end of the webinar. So thank you so much everyone who has joined us on a Sunday night, and who have been there. Please keep sharing your feedbacks, keep sharing your blessings with us, and keep watching the YouTube channel which we have started, where we'll upload this video also on our channel, so that you can learn, you can rewind, and you can learn this again and again. We have already have so many great speakers who have spoken, and we'll have some great speakers who are coming on in line, who will be teaching you. We'll continue this relentless work which we do, to try and educate everyone on technicals, on fundamentals, on all the various jargons of market, so that you learn it and you become your own advisor. And next time you don't have to depend on anyone else before taking your investing and trading decisions. So that is our main motive, to make everyone self-dependent, to make all the retailers self-dependent, so that you gain knowledge from us. You gain knowledge from so many people who we bring, who's like Nilesh sir, who share their knowledge and wisdom without any motive of maybe earning or something like that. So thank you so much, sir, and thank you so much everyone for joining. Please stay safe, stay at home, and keep joining our knowledge groups, where we share a lot of data updates every day for you all, so that you stay updated with what is happening in the markets. Okay, and thank you so much again, once again, for joining, and for sharing your blessings with us. It motivates us to do well for you all, to keep doing well for you all, keep calling speakers like Nilesh sir on our platform, so that they share the knowledge. And so if anyone has any doubts, so you can WhatsApp on our number 8240837252, and we'll share the doubts. I think there were some doubts on the chat box. So thank you so much. Stay safe, stay at home. These tough times will definitely go, and please do the right things in the market, because if you do right, the right will come back to you. Okay, if you do good, the good will come back to you. So once again, thank you so much everyone. Stay safe, stay at home, and good night. And we'll see you all next week for another great webinar, Sunday at 9 o'clock. Till then, stay safe. Bye-bye. Signing off, Yash.
Thank you, Yash, once again. See you.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.